Hello, everybody, and welcome to what is going to be my first week of the MGL, which is a new Little Cup draft league that we're all going to be joining here. Unfortunately, this week's battle is going to be a little bit less clear, and it's not going to be the most concise thing I've ever done. So I am filling in as a replacement coach for the MGL. I figured it was a nice way for me to get back into the swing of things. So for this first week, I decided to go against making any changes to my team. My differential isn't so great at the moment, so I'm just kind of carrying over. I figured I might as well give the team a try, and for that reason, I came up with the following. Against Zach Mander's team of Grookey, Glimmet, Magby, Sandile, Makuhita, Solosis, Horsey, Duskull, Terra, Eevee, Terra, and Qfant, I went with Poltergeist as my lead Pokemon. This is a Violet Pokemon with a hefty amount of defensive investment so that I can hopefully live more attacks from Grookey, which is definitely one of the biggest threats on my opponent's team. At +1, Shadow Ball and Giga Drain end up doing quite a lot of damage into the majority of his team, and having that extra bit of a little bit of recovery is also really nice for Poltergeist to hopefully claim some kills, more kills than it would normally get. I did decide to go with a hefty amount of speed investment. This is in case he gets any higher Pokemon, higher speed Pokemon with less investment. If Sandile comes in, for example, and it's only it's min speed or something like that, maybe I can take out Sandile more easily. But yeah, I mean, Pain Split, Calm Mind, Shadow Ball, Giga Drain. It's a really simple set, to be honest. Not a lot to really say about it. It does just do quite a decent amount of damage to the majority of his team, especially since in this league we're only allowed 2 sets of Violet on the entire team. That means some of his Pokemon are going to be frailer than you'd normally expect from a Little Cup team. So Sandile could easily drop to a Giga Drain, maybe Magby easily drops to a Shadow Ball, Solosis drops to Shadow Ball, Makuhita drops to a couple Giga Drains maybe. There's definitely some opportunities here for Poltergeist to go kind of crazy. Next we got Trunkle the BONSLY. He is Terra Flying, so that I can't get Revenge killed so easily by Grassy Glide Grookey or Mach Punch Magby. We went with Stone Edge, Terra Blast, and Brick Break. This combination of stabs and coverage ends up really doing quite a number to his team. The main Pokemon that would be able to easily wall me would be something like Glimmet a little bit, Solosis, Duskull. Those would kind of be it, to be honest. Horsey's not typically a Violet user, and if it isn't a Violet, it drops to Stone Edge really easily. Eevee similarly drops to Stone Edge, and if it Terra's into a type that I'm super effective against, then maybe I could always just click Brick Break instead. I can click maybe Terra Flying if he goes for Terra Grass or Fighting for some reason. And then Duskull can wall me, but it's not really that much of a threat that I kind of don't expect him to bring it, but just in case he does, it could Terra into a weakness, and also Stone Edge still hits it pretty damn hard. We're basically just max attack, max speed. This speed investment at +2 helps me outspeed Magby at +2. We have Komainu the Growlithe. This is an Intimidate user. This is kind of a blank check to Grookey and Magby a little bit. I don't think either of them really have coverage that can hit Growlithe, so this should hopefully do the job. We're an Oranberry because, as I said earlier, we can only run 2 sets of a Violet on the team each week, so Oranberry is going to kind of be a supplement for that. Intimidate gets his physical attackers to -1. We went Flare Blitz and Play Rough. This is so that I can hit something like Makuhita. I don't have to risk burning it in case it's Guts, and if it isn't Guts and it's Thick Fat, Flare Blitz doesn't do anything to it. So I can kind of just go for Play Rough and skip out both of those. It also gives me a super effective move into Sandile. I have Morning Sun for recovery, and then I have Will-O-Wisp for stuff like Grookey, Sandile, Makuhita if I can tell if it's Thick Fat, Qfant. I have ways of neutering his physical attackers with this Growlithe set. We're doing Koropu the Drillbur. This is another Oranberry set because I wanted to Violet and yet I couldn't fit it. We are going Rapid Spin, High Horsepower, X-Scissor, and Stealth Rock. This is my Stealth Rock lead so that I can maybe prevent something like Focus Sash Glimmet from coming in more than once. I can go for X-Scissor to hit Grookey and Sandile and Solosis. I have High Horsepower as a very powerful stab option, and then I have Rapid Spin to avoid Glimmet's T-Spikes. This is just mostly max attack, max speed. I think this defensive investment helps me live one hit from Grookey or something like that if it goes for just Grassy Glide and doesn't have Wood Hammer. It's something like that. Nothing too special. We have Life Orb Slowpoke. This is just because I could honestly get away with having the extra damage, and it really does help. Surf is almost a one-hit KO on Glimmet most of the time. Psychic is going to 2-hit KO everything that doesn't resist. Surf obviously kills Sandile. Fire Blast hits something like Qfant pretty damn hard, and it's also almost a guaranteed KO on non-Violet Grookey. So Slowpoke is actually going to be doing quite a decent amount of damage this battle, and I'm very excited to use it. And then we finally have my Violet Bulbasaur. This is another blank check to a majority of his team. Grookey, Glimmet, Sandile, Makuhita, Horsey are all Pokemon that can't really do a whole lot of damage to Bulbasaur. Horsey has Ice Beam, Sandile has Fire Fang, I'm sure Makuhita gets Fire Punch, and Grookey gets Acrobatics, but that's all like pretty basic. Like, it's kind of coverage that they all bring specifically for Bulbasaur, unfortunately. I think Horsey definitely does bring Ice Fang, but I don't see Sandile running Fire Fang specifically for Bulbasaur. I don't think Makuhita runs Fire Punch specifically for Bulbasaur. I mean, it definitely could. Maybe Ice Punch is actually a little bit more logical for Makuhita to bring. So either way, it's a decent blanket check to a lot of things. It at least guarantees maybe I can get a Sleep Powder off, maybe I can get Knockoff, or, you know, it's pretty fast on its own that I should outpace something like Makuhita. So having Ice Punch shouldn't be too big of a deal. I can Sludge Bomb or Giga Drain it and get it some decent chip. But Little Cup's pretty simple format. This team builder shouldn't have taken very long. So that is going to be the team for the week. Let's get right into the battle.
What's up, nerds? Welcome to my week 1 of the MGL. I guess this is week 5. My first week filling in for the MGL since I had to replace a coach, but no big deal. Let's see. He has some threats, dude. That Magby is intimidating. I think if I wanted to, I could just like lead BONSLY or something, but I kind of feel a little awkward doing that. Maybe lead Drillbur. Drillbur does relatively well into everything not named Horsey or Grookey, I suppose. I mean, Grookey for sure. Horsey's not really a threat. I feel like I can kind of just deal with that with like Slowpoke. So yeah, let's go Drillbur. I think that's fine. Again, I have Slowpoke for Horsey if I need to. I don't really know what Horsey does. I assume it's just like Specs or like Life Orb, Water, like Hydro Pump or something like that. Let's see. He's going for Free Hazards, which is Glimmet. I don't think Glimmet is really going to be able to do too much to Drillbur. It does never outspeed. It shouldn't ever be able to outspeed. So I should basically always be able to click high horsepower or something. I think my first turn I might click, I might just get Stealth Rocks up because he doesn't have hazard removal, whereas I do have Drillbur. So I'm gonna click Stealth Rock. Obviously I'm faster. I don't think this will be like sashed. I guess it very well could be. He's going for Mud Shot. Shouldn't do too much. That is a crit. I will be able to get my full HP back at least with an Oran Berry. That's a little unfortunate though, for sure. I'm just gonna click high horsepower. He probably thought I was gonna switch. Man, that is, wow. Come on. It was a Sludge Wave. That was 10%. Boom! That is not going to be able to get up its anything, luckily. Now, is Drillbur... What? I thought Molt Breaker meant that that didn't work. I'm a little upset now. I click Rapid Spin here. I'm fine with Drillbur going down. Drillbur wasn't really going to be able to do too much anyways. I guess... Yeah, I can click Rapid Spin here. Because if he does just kill me, I go into, like, Bulbasaur or something. I think I'm okay with that. Hell, I think I go into Slowpoke, maybe. How much does Bulbasaur take to Glimmet? Oh, Bulbasaur takes a lot, actually. I think probably Slowpoke is better. unfortunately. Sludge Wave is gonna hit really hard. Yeah, I'll go Slowpoke. That sucks. Bulbasaur takes too much damage. I just can't really go into it. I mean, I click Psychic here. I guess I can click Surf or like Fire Blast even. I do think I'll click Psychic though. This Sludge Bomb is gonna hurt Slowpoke quite a lot. It's gonna do 61%. I think Stealth Rocks makes a lot of sense. Yeah, it does. That's fine. I get to remove this, which I appreciate. Grookey is probably what's going to come out, and the thing is, I just can't take a Grookey hit. Wood Hammer does too much. But at the same time, I have Bulbasaur. It's a bulky Bulbasaur. Knockoff is probable. I don't know. I guess I could have been more bulky on my Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur doesn't have that much investment, actually. Just a couple points. Do I have anything else that can come out into this? Poltergeist takes too much for a from a knockoff, so probably not worth it. I definitely swap, obviously. I don't want to come in. I don't want to take a Wood Hammer. Slowpoke just dies to Wood Hammer. So I am going to go Bulbasaur. I'm going to click Knockoff on something as well, because I don't think he's going to stay in, seeing how he's not going to be able to KO me ever. I'm getting Recovery as well, and I have a more powerful Giga Drain, so I don't think this is too bad of an idea here. After Stealth Rocks, Sludge Bomb is a really clean KO. So no more Violate on Bulbasaur, that's fine. But at the same time, Knockoff obviously should not be able to do much, so I think I will click Knockoff here. If he does go for Knockoff again, I don't believe he's able to 2-hit KO me, so I will click Knockoff. Or yeah, I don't think he's able to 2-hit KO me even from this range, actually. If he is able to, it's like a really poor roll. He has a 10% chance to 2-hit KO after the Grass Terrain Recovery. I haven't played Little Cup in forever, man, but babies are like strong. They hit so hard. I think Magby could come out here. He's gonna U-turn. Ow. Grookey's so strong, dude. Do I see Magby? Magby is not able to do too much. Not a snipe. Is Eevee. Okay. That's fine. Get to remove its item. It is going to be Choice Scarfed. Okay. It's adaptability. I'm going to go hard out into Poltergeist. I don't think Poltergeist will take too much, like a Crunch or something, if that's what it's going to go for. I guess I might as well check. Oh, well, I'd be surprised to how much Crunch is going to do. Is it guaranteed to a KO? I could go BONSLY. BONSLY has a really decent defense. Could go, can Growlithe take a lot? Yeah, I take too much. And my Growlithe doesn't have any speed. I think I will go Poltergeist. Does Bulbasaur have any use? It's outsped by everything. No, yeah, I'm just gonna go for Sleep Powder or something. Bite. It's not gonna go KO, is it? Yeah. Okay. Hey, that is progress if I've ever seen it. Bulbasaur is now a sack, so I actually do want to take Bulbasaur out. It drops to the Stealth Rocks that are still on my field. I think I could really go BONSLY here. BONSLY is able to KO everything, as far as I'm aware. After nothing, like no boosts. It doesn't need any boosts. BONSLY should just be capable of doing that. So I am gonna go BONSLY. Does EV not get crunch? It does not get crunch. Okay. Wow. Okay. He is swapping out. Who do I see? Don't mag with those Magby. Okay. I will take Magby. Does Magby want to burn me? Do I care? What does Magby normally do in Little Cup? It tries to belly drum. There's no way he stays in, right? There's no way. I'm gonna rock polish. I don't think Mach Punch is gonna hurt enough for it to justify just going for it. Yeah, okay. That's a fast Bonsly I'm gonna be. Yes, sir. Shades is going to be Sandile. Sandile. Is gonna be annoying, but Brick Break should be still a 2-hit KO. And that's looking at, like, you know, just normal Sandile. Let's Terra and Brick Break. Let's go, Bonsly. So I think Stone Edge is more than likely just gonna happen. I think he's just gonna click Stone Edge, but if he doesn't, then that is fine. Boom. Oh, crit! That wasn't even a crit. Oh my gosh. Bonsly. the nuisance. Dude, this guy is a threat. He just one-shot Sandile. That wasn't even a crit. It just killed. Horsey. Man, I am switching on you. Are you serious? Like, I don't care. Do I just go for it, man? I think I just go for it. I'm not gonna lie. Stone Edge does a lot of damage, man. And I kind of don't believe in this thing. Okay, I should have believed. I think Ice Beam. It's probably dead. Ah, Bonsly. Hey, man. I can't really complain, can I? I think I obviously just go Slowpoke. I think I have to. That is definitely a Violite. It was really, like, fairly bulky. Normally this wouldn't do quite that little. So I do just go for a Psychic here. Slowpoke into a Violite version of this should be still able to kill it with Psychic. So we're just gonna go for that. That's fine. I think Slowpoke is really worth keeping around still. I think Psychic is guaranteed revenge. Oh, I'm Life Orb on this set. I should be Leftovers. I don't think it was a big concern. Bonsly could have gone far, man. Maybe Growlithe instead of the Violite should have been, or Oranberry should have been Heavy Duty Boots. Is it Sleep Talk Eevee? Because otherwise there's not really a reason to Terrasilize here. It should be forced to sleep this turn. Yeah. Do I just kill this thing? Don't let it really get out of control. Maybe that's the route. I also like the idea of getting one boost. Magby isn't normally a violate, so that's making me think Poltergeist should be able to kill. Yeah, +1. Shadow Balls are pretty clean KO. It is gonna suck if he wakes up, you know, next turn or something, because Eevee's gonna hit kind of hard with a bite. Will it even 2 a KO? I'm starting to think it won't. It doesn't. We're gonna Giga Drain here. It did wake up though. That's unfortunate. Hopefully he just doesn't flinch. Cool. I'll take it. I think Magby obviously comes out here. Obviously outspeeds. Should kill with Fire Punch, unfortunately. Maybe not. If it like max. Oh, that's not max attack. Yeah. Ooh. Wow. Okay. Magby's impressive. Or Poltergeist is impressive. To the beat. That's Grookey. I'm gonna click Pain Split. Because knockoff is knockoff a guaranteed KO? It isn't, but it's likely to. I think I'm just gonna let Buddy go down. No, there's not a reason for me to do all that. Bulbasaur is still, maybe it is worth it. If Grookey like doesn't have investment for some reason, as an example, Pain Split will get me a lot of HP. I guess I just go for Pain Split. That might not kill. It does though. It had like a small roll not to kill if it had no investment. Really small roll, so it wasn't likely at all that I was gonna live that, but that's unfortunate. I'm actually surprised that knockoff does that much damage still. Obviously, I just go out into Growlithe. It does suck that Growlithe is taking Stealth Rock damage here, but Growlithe is my Mon into this. Is he staying in? Let's be so for real. I really don't think he's gonna stay in. I think I click either Play Rough or I just hard swap out into this dude. Let's just go hard to Slowpoke. He's probably gonna click U-turn though. How much does Magby take? To Growlithe. It does not appreciate a Flare Blitz, I will say that. Let's sack off. Yeah, I was gonna say, let's sack off Bulbasaur. We don't need it right now. Obviously, in this case, it would have been much, much better and much nicer if I just hard went out into Slowpoke, but I didn't, so that's fine. Bulbasaur is gonna drop to Stealth Rocks here. And then Growlithe should come out. No, Growlithe is not coming out. We're going hard out into Slowpoke. And we're actually going to click Fire Blast, I think. Because Grookey can tank a Psychic. But if I go for Fire Blast, which I am going to. Oh, he has Thunder Punch. Okay. Bye-bye. I lose. Unfortunate. Life Orb. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. I mean, I switch here. Obviously, I switch here. Because even if he hits me with a Thunder Punch on Growlithe or something, then Growlithe should be able to recover that HP with an Oran Berry. And I just go for like Flare Blitz or something here. Oh, okay. Unfortunate crit. That definitely mattered. That like super mattered. Well, GG's. That obviously mattered. Thunder Punch doesn't ever KO, especially after Intimidate, so that crit super mattered, but it doesn't matter in like the grand scheme of things. I would have gone an Oranberry, I would have been able to KO Magby off of one Flare Blitz, I think it would have been. Like, it doesn't actually need very much to kill. Obviously clicking Fire Blast there was a throw, but I didn't think Magby learned Thunder Punch, to be honest. I didn't think Magby had a move to hit Slowpoke. I thought it had like fighting type moves and fire type moves. I didn't think it learned Thunder Punch. I should have thought about that, looking it up. You don't really see Magmar go for Thunder Punch, you know? So GG's to Zachmander. That was an unfortunate game. I feel like I got a little unlucky there. It is probably very much the case that Bonsly didn't need to get sacked off so early. That Brick Break on Sandile was kind of nuts. I'm actually so shocked that Brick Break still killed, because that means it definitely wasn't a Violate, for sure. In which case Brick Break, at worst, had like a very small chance to KO. If he didn't have any investment, if he was like just max attack, max speed, maybe like a point into special defense, then it super mattered. It didn't matter at all. Yeah, I had like a 56% chance to KO. But if you put that 1 point into HP, I had a really small 6% chance to KO. So that was potentially a very favorable roll with Bonsly. Really thought Stone Edge was going to do more into Horsey. Horsey being Violate didn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but I guess that's just how I think. So that sucks. GG's to Zachmander. I think that crit on Thunder Punch really mattered, because I would have been able to do a whole lot more with Slowpoke and Growlithe. Growlithe should have been able to Flare Blitz on that turn and guarantee myself at least one kill. So kind of sucks, but GG's to Zachmander again. I hope you guys all enjoyed the battle. Next week I will have my updated team, something I feel a lot more comfortable with. I'm not saying this team is bad at all, but it's not the type of thing that I built with. We had far too many grass weaknesses on my team. Drillbur, Slowpoke, Larvitar, Barboach, Bonsly. There was just no universe where Grookey was like a good matchup for me, especially because he has arguably one of the better fire types in the league with Magby. Vulpix is like maybe better, but Magby is such a threat. Torchic could be better. Maybe. I don't know. So I just really did not have a great matchup in this very much, but I really thought Bonsly was able to do something, and obviously he could, because he broke Sandile and killed him in one hit. Bonsly could have done a whole lot more if I thought that Horsey, or if I just swapped, because I think I would have been able to set up on Grookey again. So maybe a little stupid on my end, but hey, I'm just trying to play the game for fun. This isn't really a league that I was anticipating winning. I think my matchup, my like my differential right now is not very good after taking over, but that's not anybody's fault. That's just the reason I picked it up. Actually, I didn't want to get to playoffs. Not with a team I start off halfway through in. So GG's, hopes he makes it to the end, and I will see you guys all in week 6 of the MGL. Bye bye.